SFFILM is a nonprofit organization whose mission is to connect and inspire audiences and filmmakers through film exhibition, youth education, and artist development programs. This year, they're celebrating their 9th annual documentary film event featuring different filmmakers and streaming several films. To talk more about the Doc Stories showcase in San Francisco is Executive Director Ann Lai. Ann, thanks so much for joining us.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Yeah, really exciting. I know SFFILM is doing amazing things within the film industry, and you guys have a documentary showcase coming up. Tell us about this event that people can see.
So this was inspired by our annual festival. We have the San Francisco International Film Festival since 1957. Predates all of us. And in the last 9 years, we've found this desire and this hunger to see documentary films. So we have this series called Doc Stories. We're going to be presenting 10 feature films, 2 shorts blocks over starting today through Sunday, so over 4 days. And it's an opportunity to really invite people to kind of give themselves a gift of going into a theater, sitting down sort of quietly and immersing themselves in a story and a world, which is a little bit of a gift because we don't do that very often.
Yeah, that is so true, especially post-pandemic as well. So what a gift that is. But why documentaries specifically? I know that you just said you've seen a large shift. People really want to see more documentaries, but why? I
think that truth is stranger than fiction. I think there's also this idea that documentaries are not just intellectual things. So movies in general are so powerful because they explore, they engage your mind and they also engage your heart. They are an emotional experience. And the best kinds of documentaries, also you leave them feeling a little bit smarter than you did going in, at least I do. And I appreciate that. But along the way, what you're doing is you get to be immersed into a story and a world and characters and subjects that you probably wouldn't necessarily go towards. And there's something incredibly powerful about learning more about the world that you live in, but also the people that you're trying to connect with and understanding the larger global landscape. I do love that too about documentaries, how you feel like you just learn a little bit more. And it's, like you said, the truth oftentimes is a little bit stranger than fiction. So I understand why people have this crave for documentaries right now. But it's the 9th annual documentary showcase. So what's different this year than years past? Every year it gets a little bit more intense in the best kind of way. So over the years of us doing this, we've gained a really wonderful reputation of being sort of a stop along the way for films that are in Academy Awards contention. What makes sort of the moment for us in these next 4 days very special is these are sneak previews. These are not films that have been released yet, so there's a little bit you can get ahead of things. We also have the filmmakers on the ground, and so you get to have this conversation and hear directly from them. What was their journey? Why did they decide to do this? Why did they devote a bunch of years to sort of to figure this out? And it's just adding this layer to an experience that I hope motivates and excites people to go out the door and go to a theater. And what are some of the documentaries that people can look forward to seeing during this showcase? So I'm going to start a little bit with music. We have a couple of profiles of musicians. We have 2 screenings today, 2 different films. One is a community-free screening called, oh my goodness, Little Richard. I Am Everything. I was like, there was a moment. There's a lot to remember. Little Richard, I Am Everything, from a filmmaker named Lisa Cortez, and it is about the iconic musician who never quite got his due as, honestly, the person who started rock and roll. So that's a wonderful profile. That's this afternoon. And then we have a film called American Symphony from Academy Award-nominated filmmaker Matthew Heineman that is about a musician, performer, composer named Jon Batiste. He is most well known for being the band leader for the Colbert Show. But we get to spend time behind the scenes with him during maybe one of the most prolific times of his career. He gets 12 Grammy Award nominations. And in the meantime, privately, his wife is going through cancer treatment. And so it's seeing these things that happen in life that are the highs and the lows in a really beautiful way. And we get a sense of the power of creativity in relationships and also in surviving through things that are both wonderful and challenging. Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing. So those are some of the musical documentaries that people can look forward to. There's a little bit of everything then. There's a little bit of everything. Everybody. We go into it not deciding like it needs to be about this. We get to explore and then see what really rises to the top, what feels most exciting for San Francisco audiences. We have some things that look at what I think about as like passion and also obsession, maybe. There's a film called Copa 71 that is about this untold and unseen 50-year-old footage of the world's first female soccer World Cup. No one knows about it. It involved 6 countries, and it, to this day, I think is still the largest audience that ever gathered 100,000 people to watch a soccer match played by women. Oh my God. It's executive produced by Venus and Serena Williams, so you know it's a big deal. And and so because no one knows about it, you go into it, you get to learn a lot about sort of the history of this and see amazing costumes and, you know, outfits from the 70s. But you're also realizing why doesn't no one know this, and you get to see all this archival footage and you have no idea who's going to win. So it's also fun to watch. Also in that vein of sort of passions and obsessions, there's a film that is more challenging in a way called The Mission. From local Bay Area filmmakers, Amanda McBain and Jesse Moss. They are looking at the life and death of a young man named John Chow, who was very driven by his Christian fundamentalism to try to carry out a mission and convert a very reclusive indigenous tribe known as the Sentinelese off the coast of India. And you go in, I think, having an opinion of, well, why would anyone do that? And you begin to unpack the layers through his friends, through his family, of understanding how he was just influenced through so many different types of storytelling that we kind of have to grapple with to say, like, was that okay to do? And you begin to see him as a human being when you might judge him from the beginning. It's a really fascinating and incredibly crafted story.
That sounds just, oh my gosh, so amazing. So there's so many films that people can take part in, but how do they get tickets? How can they come
Oh my goodness, yes. So we will be at 2 theaters. We will be at the Vogue Theater in the Presidio Heights. We will also be at the Premier Theater, which is in the Presidio. My favorite thing about it, it is the building that's next to the Yoda fountain. So for people to understand and know that. Please go to our website, sffilm.org, and you can find all of the programs available there. We have lots of films I didn't even talk about, so please explore and come expand your world with us.
So I have one more question before I let you go. And what are you hoping that people take away from this documentary showcase that is happening here in San Francisco?
I hope that people remember that there is a community, I think, here that is very driven to both connect with each other and try to move the needle out in society. And all of these films, through different stories and different characters, are really helping us to expand our view a little bit and try to be a more active citizen in society. And also along the way, it's entertainment.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's entertainment, so come and enjoy.
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
Well, thank you so much. We enjoyed this time here on The Stuff With You and learning more about the SF Film documentary showcase. So thank you, Anne. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Of course.